Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Uh, Today's topic is regarding obesity. You have studied obesity, um, assessment of obesity, causes of obesity. Now, how we can deprivate obesity, or we can regulate our body weight. Body has a set point for the weight, and if we uh, eat much calories and lose less weight, then the body defends that set point. If we have higher weight, then the body defends the set point with weight loss. Appetite it increases and energy expenditure falls. uh, Whereas overfeeding, appetite falls and energy expenditure may slightly increase. Now, there is a genetic contribution uh, which plays a major role in determining the body weights. First of all, it is biological origin. That is, obesity has dominant effect from the parental origin. You can say that twins have similar BMI, and you can say that biologically, if there is obesity in the genetics, then there are higher chances for the child to be obese in his adulthood life. And then mutation, if there is mutation on the gene that can cause obesity, uh, for example, the mutation in leptin, as you have studied that leptin affects our metabolism and our uh, satiety signal. Then if there is mutation in the leptin gene, then it can result hyperphagia, that is increased appetite and consumption of food, and it can cause severe obesity. Then environmental and behavioral contribution, there is a strong environmental and behavioral contribution towards obesity nowadays. For example, readily available food, it plays a major role. Then our sedentary lifestyle, low activity, physical activity of the body, it can cause higher weight gain. And then our eating behavior, like portion size and variety of food consumed, like we eat much carbohydrate containing food or oily food, and individuals' food preferences. These can contribute to the obesity. And then the number of people present during the eating, it can also influence food consumption. Molecular influences, in molecular influences, obesity has a higher effect, because obesity is we can say that it is excess caloric intake than energy expenditure. So overall, the biochemical, neurological, environmental and physiological factor, they interact and they affect the obesity of a person. These includes short-term and long-term signal, which regulates the body food intake, meal to meal, day to day, year to year, and week to week. Long-term signal, they affects the status of triacylglycerol in adipose tissues. And in long-term signals mainly includes the hormone leptin. Leptin, as you have previously studied, that it is the hormone that affects our food intake and energy expenditure. And if we consume more calories, then the body fat increases, and leptin production by the adipocytes increases, and the body adapts by increasing energy use and decreasing appetites. When body fat decreases, the opposite effects occur. And then insulin is also a major hormone that act as long-term signal. Obese person, they are more hyperinsulinemic. Insulin also, if uh, insulin is in high production, then it act on hypothalamic neuron to dampen appetite. And in obesity, it is a very strong connection with the insulin resistance. That is, if a person is taking much calories and it causing its weight gain, then it can also leading to the resistance of insulin. Then short-term signals, these short-term signals are mainly from the GIT tract that control our hunger and increases the satiety value, and it affects the size and number of the meal. And in the absence of food intake, for example, between meals, our stomach produces ghrelin, and it is a hormone which increase our appetite, and it drives our hunger. As food is consumed, then the hormone cholecystokinin and other hormones, they include satiety, and due to this reason we stop eating. And then within the hypothalamus, these are different hormones that are collectively working on our orexogenic and anorexogenic effect. These includes neuropeptide Y, melanocyte stimulating hormone, different neurotransmitters, and they mainly control our hunger and satiety. These long terms and short term signals interact, and it depends upon the body's need, that when body required food, and when body is required calorie, when body requires energy, when body is in hunger situation, when body is in satiety situation. Here is the diagrammatic representation of an undernourished and overnourished situation, in which our stomach and our intestine mainly, they are affected by our hypothalamus. Uh, Now, in these two pictures, you can see the effect of these hormones, whether it is satiety feelings or whether it is hunger feelings. In both situations, these hormones react, and they affect on our adipose tissues mainly. Then metabolic effects. Metabolic effects mean that obesity affects our metabolism, and metabolism mainly include the metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. And this includes obesity can cause dyslipidemias, glucose intolerance, insulin resistance, जैसे आप पीछे आपने पढ़ा है, and elevated triacylglycerol levels increases the risk factor for cardiovascular diseases and mainly diabetes. And obesity is also associated with the accumulation of triacylglycerol in the liver, and it increases the disease of fatty liver. Obesity consequences are higher with the age. That is, as person's age increases, then the chances of obesity also increases. Also, the social consequences can lead to the obesity. And if an obese person tend to lose weight, then it can decrease blood pressure and decrease plasma triglycerol and glucose level, and increases high density lipoprotein. Now, if there is obesity, then a person get obese, then it can causes different types of complication that you have studied earlier. Then the major uh, role or major time is to reduce the weight, and with the weight reduction there is less complication of the obesity. So there are many things that includes for the weight reduction, which are in combination, like dietary change, increased physical activity, behavioral modification, meal planning, recording food intakes, modifying factor that lead to overeating. And once the weight loss is achieved, then the other process is to maintain that weight. And weight loss can be achieved by following strategies: caloric restriction, physical activity, pharmacologic treatment, and surgical treatment. Now, caloric restriction is the main practiced approach to weight control, and if it is utilized for a long time or long term period, then it is inactive, because in caloric restriction, a person can get required weight, but it is not for a long period of the time. And caloric requirement or caloric restriction is not the nutrient restriction. It means that we only restrict our calories, not the nutrition we are taking. And this caloric restriction affects the weight of the person, and it also reduces the blood pressure, lipid levels, and enhance control of type 2 diabetes. Then physical activity, which is also an important uh, part, that can lose the weight by increasing the energy consumption. Exercise is the key component, and it also increases the fitness of a person and reduces the chances of different diseases. If a person combines caloric restriction and exercise with behavioral treatment, then it can lose 5 to 10% of the initial body weight over a period of 4 to 6 months. Then pharmacologic treatments. There are different medicines, and they effect on our different types of body needs, and they tend to reduce the weight. Like orlistat, it decreases the absorption of dietary food. Then phenytolamine and topiramate, these include satiety value by serotonin signaling. Then also uh, liraglutide, these decreases the appetite by activating the glucagon receptor. And then also different other medicines that increases the production of norepinephrine and increases our metabolism. But the effect of medicine is modest. That is, only medicine cannot control our weight. With the medicine, there is also restriction of the diet, and also physical activity is required. Last is the surgical treatment. That is, if the person is severely obese, then there is no other way to lose the weight than surgery. And by surgery, person is tend to lose weight, and operation greatly improves glycemic control, diabetes of the person. And now there is approval of a device that can stimulate the vagus nerve to decrease food intake. Thank you so much for today's lecture. If there is an question regarding today's lecture, then please let me know in the comment section.